do you have a success routine you follow every day?
For me, exercise is very important.
Exercise.
So I prioritize that. Because again, as I said before, I think when you're healthy, then you're able to focus, and you're able to pursue your goals. The kind of discipline it requires for you to wake up and go to the gym as opposed to stay in bed especially when it's cold like this or raining and you're like, oh, let me stay in bed. So that exercise is what I consider that a success routine, because it helps me stay committed. It shows my discipline. And then as I'm committing to my workout and flexing, it allows me to build a grit and a persistence that I carry on to other parts of my life.
Doesn't include lifting?
I do. I like lifting weights. Running, no. Running is a weakness for me, I'll admit. But hiking, I like hiking.
Okay.
Yoga, and specifically hot yoga, because that one, the room is like 40 degrees, and it actually feels like you're doing a cardio workout. And then high intensity interval training, HIIT. So that's where I get a little bit of my running.
I know that they're wondering what is cardio workout. That will be a conversation for another.
I think everybody knows cardio workouts. Cardiovascular workouts, like running is a cardio workout.
Wow.
Yeah.
So just running.
Running.
Okay. The things you're passionate about. Perimenopause and menopause. Jesus Christ. What are those things? For the first time, I'm having a guest who is passionate about things. I have no idea.
You have no idea.
What are those?
This is great. I'm glad that you've asked me that way, because a lot of people don't really, know about this transition that every woman who is going to go through it, if you're blessed to live long enough, your mother, your sister, your auntie, your wife when you get married. So menopause or perimenopause, let me start with is the transition, a hormonal transition that women go through generally in their early 50s, so like the average age is 51. Perimenopause is the time leading up to menopause. So perimenopause means on and about the time of menopause. And many women over 40 start to experience perimenopause. And this is when your hormones are fluctuating, because we have estrogen, which is a very important hormone for women. It's what makes us women, It's what makes you probably attracted to women because of the estrogen flowing in us. And then there's progesterone. So they're called the sex hormones, but they're functional hormones for women because we have it all over our body. So generally after 40, women go into perimenopause and the hormones start to fluctuate. And then by the time you hit your early 50s, your estrogen is really low. And during this transition, women experience difficulty. Women suffer through the transition. There's some symptoms, you don't feel like yourself. You might have brain fog. You might have memory difficulties. You may have like a sudden weight gain, joint aches, muscle aches, lack of sleep. So this whole area has really been ignored for a long time. People have focused on motherhood and fertility, but nobody was really talking about menopause. What happens after fertility? What happens once your hormones start to decline? This is an area I'm passionate about. You want to know why?
Yes, I want to know why. Why are you passionate about this?
Because of my own journey. So I actually went through early menopause. So I went through it in my 40s, my early 40s. The average age I told you is about 51. By about 41, I was already in menopause. And I didn't know. And nobody was telling me this. So it was a very lonely journey. None of my doctors mentioned the word menopause. I call it the big M, because every woman's going to go through it if you live long enough. So it's a blessing, but it's like more than half of the world's population is going to go through menopause. But there's not enough information, not enough resources. I found it to be a very lonely journey. That was the time when I went into the restaurant business and I was attributing all these changes in my body to stress. Because, opening one restaurant, then the second restaurant, and the third restaurant, it's no easy feat. I had many employees. At one point, I had 60 employees between the 3 branches. I was traveling. I was dealing with, just things you deal with in hospitality, like, consistency, motivation for your staff, staffing and hiring, because there's sometimes the retention can be a problem.
Yes.
How do you send the message to customers? So here I am dealing with these things business-wise, and personally, I feel like I'm losing my mind. Like I don't recognize myself.
It's just too much.
Who is this? Who is Amina? And then I started gaining weight, all this belly fat. I'm like, whoa. I thought I knew what to do. I'm the exercise lady. I know what to do. Whatever I tried didn't work. Because what was happening is my hormones were dipping. And it can create mood swings, anger, rage, and this affects relationships with people.
And business as well.
And business, how you show up. I think there's some women go through a bit of anxiety or depression, and you might find yourself withdrawing socially because you don't really understand what's going on with you. So I was like, no. When I finally connected the dots, which is my COVID gift, can I say? Because
COVID gift. Okay.
during COVID, the restaurants shut down, right?
Yes.
So, and I was kind of still. And I started, because I enjoy reading and researching, and then I started looking at things and I was like, oh my goodness, I was going through menopause. Not one doctor of mine ever mentioned the word menopause. So I said, we need to change this. And I created a platform that is committed to raising the knowledge and awareness around the transition of perimenopause and menopause. It's called Fabulous Living. And I'm also committed to really advocating for better midlife care for women over 40, because, the young women who may be watching this, they're eventually going to get there. Nobody can negotiate out of this. We are going to go through it. So it excites me that there can be some impact here with helping women who are handling families, jobs, that they are able to manage themselves and show up better. Yeah.
But wow. Now I at least I know something about menopause. What?
I'm going to test you after and see if you remember.
Oh. You wait for that segment. And now, fabulous living, fabulous life. I think that would be, good health.
Yes.
And of course, wealth.
Yes.
Now, what are some of the mistakes that people make when trying to balance the two?
Health and wealth?
Yes.
I think sacrificing your health to pursue wealth.
Sacrificing, okay.
What I mean, and I think we touched on it previously in the previous section.
Yes.
I think your first investment should be in yourself. Let me say that again. Your first investment should be in yourself. What we do a lot is that we run out to pursue business ideas or businesses, which is great because those are our contributions. We're about making money, but how are you replenishing you? How are you investing in yourself? Are you taking time to connect with you and reflect on, am I following, am I in line with my goals? Are you taking time to manage your stress? Stress management is so important. And you'll find as you get older that stress is linked to so many diseases and how, people can then get unwell. It's related to stress. Do you know how to manage your stress? Do you engage in activities to de-stress and to connect? Connection is also very important. Connection to family, connection to friends, connection to community. So I think the balance is critical if you recognize that you investing in yourself and in your health will help you down the road with your wealth and also to enjoy your wealth. Because if you don't have your health, are you really going to be able to enjoy your wealth? You can't take it with you. You ain't taking that nowhere.
It will be impossible.
Yeah. I see certain people who, they forget that we're not taking our wealth with us. It remains here on this earth, right? So with the wealth you have,
Pursue health.
Pursue health.
Yes.
And then also when you get to where you're going, share your wealth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Now, before we move to the fun part,
yeah,
fabulous living.
Yes.
Looking at the awesome mission and vision of fabulous living. Right?
Yes.
You have been able to create a community of women.
Yes.
Tell them what it takes to create a good community and a farm community.
Yes.
Yes.
So Yes, I have a community and a platform. Currently, we have over 1,000 women on our Facebook platform where, I do menopause chats and I engage with the community based on different topics around this transition. And I'm still working on it. It's a journey. So I always say, it's progress, one step at a time. How to connect with community? I think you have to engage. Engagement with your community is important. But I also think authenticity matters. If you're authentic to your message of whatever it is, if you are authentic as a person, then you're able to connect with people more. And then you can create a community. And when the people come together, there's got to be some value that you're giving them. Okay? What's the value when you're creating the community? How are you engaging with them? How are you showing up so that somebody can connect with you because you're the one who's creating the community? And then service. What service can you give? And what impact can you have? I think those matter when you're creating a community or connecting to community.
I like that. When there's a community, there's value, and of course there's impact. That's fantastic. Do you love movies?
I do. Although I have to say that I realize now I don't even remember some of the movies I watched just recently.
Okay. But of course, there must be this one. That maybe you wish that I would have wished to be the main character. Tell us about that one.
I think I'm embarrassed to say I can't even remember what was the last movie I watched. And I've been trying to think of movies. Who would I'm failing. Can I just fail on that one? Can I just fail?
Maybe you can tell us maybe your genre for movies.
I really like dramas, and I like thrillers. I like thrillers where there's like a surprise twist.
Me too.
Yeah.
Thrillers and dramas. say something. Maybe I like what you like. So dramas, thrillers.
Yes.
What else?
Everybody likes romantic. Okay, and I shouldn't say. I think a lot of women like romantic comedies. We like to see this story of love and people getting together. But it's a story. It's I think when you're living life, you realize later that a lot of these are fairy tales. You really have to work to get a good love and a good relationship. Yeah, on yourself and on the relationship.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We have two buttons there.
Yes.
The pause button
Yes.
and the reverse button.
Yes.
Which one are you picking?
Pause, definitely.
Why?
I mean, first of all, I wouldn't want to pick the rewind button because I think, why would I want to go back, right? I think what I've gone through in the past has helped me and formed me to be who I am today. I think spending too much time looking in the rear view mirror, which is looking at the past, like literally you're in a car, you're looking in the rear view mirror, you don't see what's ahead of you. For me, that's an analogy for life.
Okay.
So instead of looking in the rear view mirror, which means reverse,
Yes.
you look forward and you look at the opportunities in front of you. And then the reason pause is good, because menopause, you see that word pause is in menopause.
Menopause again. Jesus.
Yes, I got to come back to menopause. So pause, the reason I think that for me, menopause is such an important phase of your life as a woman is that you actually get to pause and evaluate where you are in your life. It's like a gift. And I want women to view it that way. A lot of women are taking care of children and taking care of their parents. We're called this sandwich generation. This is a sandwich. The woman is here, the parents are here, the kids are here. So you're taking care of everybody around you.
There's no opportunity to move either way.
You're not able to take care of yourself as much as you should.
Okay.
So when the menopause comes and the pause that you're asking me about, then you get to stop and say, wait a minute, am I taking care of me? What's the self-care journey? What's going on with my life? So I think that's a unique opportunity in menopause, and which is why I choose the pause, because I believe you can stop, look at where you are, look at how you're handling stress, how you're handling exercise, how you're eating, how you're moving, how you're relating to people. That stress is really a big one here. And then when you've paused, then you can kind of get your balance again and move forward.
Fantastic. You have a chance to have breakfast.
Yes.
3 people. Who's coming?
So one person I'm going to mention, but I wonder if you know who. Do you know Jane Fonda?
I've heard of that name.
Yeah, it's probably a surprise one.
Yes.
I think I was thinking Jane Fonda, Michelle Obama,
Michelle Obama.
and I was going to say Oprah, but Oprah isn't. I think everybody thinks of Oprah. I'm going to put Mama Gracia.
Mama Gracia.
Yeah,
Why them?
like that. So I don't know if we're having breakfast at the same time, but I would have breakfast with them individually. I think Jane Fonda, for me, if you don't know who she is, she's a well-known Hollywood actress, but she used to be an activist as well. Listen, Jane Fonda was born to, her father was an actor. She was in Hollywood. She had a lot of privilege in the beginning of her life. But what I admire about her is that at 45, she started her own fitness business. In the 80s, at a time when women in their 40s didn't think they could start something new. She has this thing about recreating herself, which I find admirable. And again, because your viewers are younger, I'll just take you back. In the 80s, she was the first woman to do this aerobics on TV, and she had all these videos, and she became really famous because of that. People used to do aerobics because of Jane Fonda. Like, I remember even here in Kenya, we knew about it. And then when I went to the States, I saw it, and I was like, she created a whole movement around it. And what I love about her also is that she doesn't let age limit her. You know, a lot of times, this is why I think people don't talk about menopause. I think there's a link to menopause being a stigma and a shame because you have to admit that you're aging.
Menopause again.
Yes, menopause is there.
Hey.
You have to admit you're aging.
Okay.
And I think women kind of have been taught, like, if you're no longer fertile, you become irrelevant, right? Like, before you are the mother, you have kids, and then after that ends, what happens? But it's about changing that. This is also part of my platform, Fabulous Living. No, we want women to believe that they can still have vibrancy and energy, they can still have impact, they can still do, relevance, vibrancy, still have impact in the community, that just because your fertility has ended, you don't have to just, go away and, and hide, that you can still live. So Jane Fonda, to me, exemplifies that because she even created a show in her 70s and 80s, which was a hit. It's called Grace and Frankie. And it's on Netflix. I really like Grace and Frankie. So I think it's two older women, which is kind of unheard of in the world, in Hollywood, to have women in their 70s starring in a show, I think Golden Girls I don't know if you know Golden Girls, but anyway, my references a lot can be linked to America because I lived there for quite a while, but I think these are global figures. Michelle Obama, I think for her, because she was the first Black First Lady of the U.S., I think she dealt with a lot in her position, and the journey with President Barack Obama. And what I admire about her, which is why I want to have breakfast with her, is because she's just now sharing her lessons and her learnings to the world. She's written 2 books, Becoming the Light We Carry, yes? And I love her generosity of sharing to women. She wants women to understand the things she's learned. And she always goes back to her values, her parents, specifically her father, who she talks about quite a bit. And I think she's a great example of how we, as women, as we age, we should carry ourselves, because she also talks about menopause. She's one of the few women who's talked about menopause along with Oprah on the global platform, right? Mama Gracia, do you know who Mama Gracia is? Gracia Machel. She was married to the president of Mozambique, first lady there, and then she was also married to Nelson Mandela.
Yes.
So she's been a first lady twice.
Twice.
Isn't that remarkable?
Very remarkable.
Yes. And I was actually humbled and honored to be at an event where she was present not too long ago. And she has a certain grace about her and a certain calmness and a certain maturity and wisdom. And she's committed to helping women make money, like for women to get out of the poverty cycle. So she has a trust called the Gracia Machel Trust. And so she, through her trust, works at investing in women. In fact, that's a good resource for women, young women out there who might be looking for ways to get money or mentorship or information is through the Gracia Michelle Trust. So I think with her, I'd really be interested in her journey as a First Lady twice and her commitment to impacting women in Africa. Yes.
I know it's amazing how you are passionate about women. Because I thought in your list there would be a guy there. But it's amazing how you're passionate about women.
Yes,
And of course, I believe women in your community are able to look up to you in a fabulous.
I hope so. Yes, I think I realize more and more that yes, and especially now with my wellness business around women and the transition of perimenopause and menopause, that yes, I think we need to do more for women. Women are the ones who are kind of like the foundation of society. The mothers,
Women
grandmothers
are the foundation of the society. Wisdom. Eh? Now, from the States to Kenya, being a lawyer, wellness advocate, and of course, a hospitality entrepreneur. I know throughout the journey, you've been able to identify some opportunities that people, especially women, can take advantage of. Tell them, what are these advantages, opportunities that they can grab?
Okay.
Yes.
So I mentioned Mama Gracia, who is somebody I would love to have breakfast with. I think there's the Gracia Michelle Trust, which is out there helping women entrepreneurs. So young women can look up that resource and see whether they can get mentorship or information. There's a group here in Kenya, Kayana, which has been founded by Pat Okello, and it's also bringing together female entrepreneurs, young women. They have some incubator programs. And so the MasterCard Foundation, I believe they have some kind of programs to train, and that's men and women. I know we've spoken a lot about women. So those are the ones that come to mind right now. I think Tony Elumelu Foundation, yes, they also have programs out there for young people. So I find there are a lot of great programs for young people. The few I've mentioned, and your viewers or whoever wants to go into business can kind of look them up. And then, getting mentors or people who they can contact along the journey will really help. So I kind of wish when I was younger, these programs existed. I think there are many these days compared to when we were younger. And I'm also hopeful that some of these programs will also have opportunities for women over 40 and 50. Doesn't mean that, you can't start a business when you're a bit older. So if there's somebody out there, or if you have a mother, a sister, an auntie who also wants to get into business after 40 or 50, it's okay. It's great, right? So hoping there'll be more opportunities for that.
And of course, there's fabulous living.
Yes.
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 Amina Farah, your parting shot. Talk to them. Talk to women. Tell them something.
Okay. I think I want women, young women, actually everybody, men, women, to realize that all of us have a gift within us, right? We have something special to offer the world. Yeah. And that we are not like anybody else. You are a unique being, right? Sam, you're a unique being. There is no one else like you.
You can't say that again, please.
There is no one else like you.
Thank you.
Right?
Yes.
And I think if we believe that more, that we are unique beings, we have something to offer, there's no one else like us, then we will really look to connect to why are we here? What have we been brought to do in this world? And then you can see those business gaps and opportunities that will kind of link up to your passions. I sincerely believe that. Sometimes people don't want to do the work. There is some work in going within, learning about you, connecting to what you can offer, or even learning some new skills. So my parting shot is Connect with you, go within you, find out who you are, find out what you can bring to the world, right? How you can contribute to, whether it's, you know, through a business opportunity or through service. And if you do that, and if you remember, you won't compare yourself with anybody. Remember I love that comparison is the thief of joy. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Come back to yourself. See what you can do, you know, and believe in yourself. Invest in yourself, you know. It's very easy to go, you know, kind of with trends. There's a trend to do this. There's a trend to do that, right? But inside, if you don't feel that aligns with you, step back. Because you want to, when you go out there, you want to be authentic. You want to be connected to the true person that you are and bring out the gifts that you have been brought to share with the world. And I think that makes a great business. That makes impact. That will make you proud.
Wow. How do they reach out to maybe Fabulous Living? How do they connect?
Yeah. I have Instagram page, fab.u.las.living. It's fab.u.las.living.
Okay.
And my personal IG, mimi.fabulous, mimi.fabulas. You notice my fabulous is a different spelling.
Yes.
It's not
But of course, the dot.
the dot. Yeah, fabulous, which means celebrating the fab woman.
Fab.u.las.
Yes, celebrating the fab woman in you, you know. And then, of course, Amina Farah on Facebook. And we also have a private Facebook group for women, Fabulous Living. So
Fabulous Living.
there might be somebody watching who knows maybe their mother, their sister, their auntie is struggling through the transition of perimenopause or menopause, or they're just seeing that they're struggling with something. Can encourage them to join the group and come and learn more. Yes.
Amina Farah.
Yes.
Thank you so much for making time for Anza, and I'm sure they have learned a lot. Well, that brings us to the end of Anza today. Remember, 1, women. 2, women. 3, women. Did I say women for the first time? Women. Women are amazing. And of course, take care of yourself. Whether you have a mother, a sister, an auntie, a wife, appreciate them. And of course, help them grab those opportunities that are out there. Can I say women for the 5th time?
You absolutely can.
Women.